What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from my big NHL show. To check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern. Pittsburgh Penguins at New Jersey Devils. And man, I cannot wait to talk about this game. Let me just make sure I've got all the proper market movements up here so we can talk about exactly what's happening in the marketplace. Here we go. NHL. With this Pens game, Pens at Devils, it pops off at 7 p.m. Eastern. We have the Pittsburgh Penguins open up as minus 190 favorites. That there's a 20-cent move immediately at Bet365. That comes out. They're now minus 170. Money comes in on the Devils. And the news we're getting on the injury front is the reason. We know that Teddy Blueger, their third-line centerman, is extended period. It looks like he's be out for like a month, or we don't know, but an extended period with an upper body injury. And now Gino Malkin is dealing with a lower body injury. So we'll get to that. The total is sitting here at 5.5, and it's juiced to the over. It's minus 120 to the over, plus 100 to the under, and there's been no market movement there. We're at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. The Penguins are 18-10-1, 6-7-1 on the road. The Devils 9-13-4, 3-10-2 at home. Terrible home record. I'm on the under 5.5 here at plus 100, and I'm on the team total under 3 for the Penguins at plus 128. That's an under 2.5 at plus 200, and an under 3.5 at minus 135. I expect Tristan Jarry to be in net. He's 12-7-1, 2.89 goals against average, 906 save percentage. He's been much better of late. And I expect Mackenzie Blackwood to be between the pipes for the Devils. 6-8-1, 3.05 goals against average, 903 save percentage, 0 shutouts. The Pens power play has been disappointing this year. It's disappointed me for the last couple of years, to be honest with you. Just because Crosby and Malkin are on it, and you have Letang on the point, I expect them to have a 30% cash rate. They're hitting at 17.9%. Their penalty killing has been bad, and that surprises me, but their defense is weak, 75% penalty killing. The Devils' power play has been bad, 13.3% power play. That's expected. Butcher didn't become the quarterback at the power play that I expected him to. And penalty killing, 71.3%. And, Subban's just nowhere to be found. He's not helpful on the ice anymore. Okay, let's talk about the Pens first. Their 6-game winning streak was snapped in a 2-1 loss on Tuesday against the Bruins. In their 4-1 win the night before, they pretty much dominated. It's as good as I've seen them look. Gino Malkin was the game's first star, goal and an assist. It was his 8th straight game with points. Over that span, he has 4 goals, 8 assists, and he's a +6. In the 2-1 loss, what was the major difference? Well, he logged just 3 minutes and 43 seconds of ice time before he left with a lower body injury. Their power play went 0 for 4 without him. And I am making this bet expecting him not to be in the lineup. And that's something I do. Part of my capping is expectations, and I'm attacking a line, expecting a player will not be in the lineup, and sometimes that blows up in my face. But more often than not, I get rewarded. Before the game, they announced third-line center Teddy Blueger out for extended period with upper body injury. They're also missing winger Jared McCann. And Jared McCann is a depth piece, but Blueger and Malkin means they're out their second and third line centermen. That's huge. This team already lacks depth. Now, we've seen this story before with the Penguins. What happens is Sidney Crosby puts a team on their back. A final score here of 2-1, 3-1, I hope not, for the Pens, wouldn't be surprising. What happens is Crosby plays spectacular. He logs 25, 26 minutes of ice time, but he gets accountability from everybody else on the ice. So they play a clean, conservative game and try to take advantage of their odd man rushes and their opportunities. So that's what I'm betting here. And this Pens team, we've seen them when they deal with injuries. They're more often than not more than the sum of their parts. And I could understand. I don't think anyone should take the Penguins at this price. I think they're too big of favorites without 2 of their top 3 centermen. But it wouldn't shock me if somebody did. And I don't want the Devils, especially without Nico Hischier, and we'll get there in a second. So I'm moving on the full game under 5.5 plus 100. I'm moving on the Pens team total under 2.5 at plus 128. And I absolutely love that bet. That's my favorite bet in this game. I think the Penguins are going to have trouble scoring. Mackenzie Blackwood's playing very well. And I've got the push at 3. Penguins have to score 4 goals to hurt me. And the fact the opportunity for them to score 1 or 2 goals, I think, is live. The Devils had lost 4 straight, 9-10, before squeaking out a win against the worst team in the NHL on Tuesday night, the Buffalo Sabres, 3-2. Nico Hischier underwent successful surgery to repair a frontal sinus fracture on Tuesday. He'll be out for at least 3 more weeks. And I think the number 1 overall pick in 2017 is going to be very good. Not this year, dealing with injuries. He's now the captain, dealing with pressure. But next year, I expect him to be a very good center. Without him in the lineup, this team is very little. 2019 first overall pick Jack Hughes has just struggles offensively. 35 points in 87 career games. He's a -27. Now, he's been much better this year. 14 points in 26 games. I wouldn't say that's much better. But defensively, he's been much better and much more accountable and caring about the defensive end. He's just a -1 on a team that's awful. And he can be counted on now. And he's impressed me defensively. The players they have brought in from the KHL have been a bust. Igor Sharangovich, Nikita Gusev, they've been a bust. It's hurt them. First-line center and leading scorer Pavel Zacha suffered an undisclosed injury, and it's unclear if he'll play tonight. He didn't practice yesterday. Now, he may be in the lineup, but if he's not, I don't know how the Devils are going to score. And that puts that under 5.5 at +100, which is no vig. Gives us a great opportunity. And their goaltending's been very good of late. I'm hoping that will continue tonight. So 2 bets here, under 5.5 +100, team total under 3 at +128. I locked that in about 5 hours ago. I'm shooting this at 8:12 a.m. I locked that in about 3:30 a.m., maybe 4 a.m. Might have been closer to 4.